For our next segment, influencing the entire organization, we will delve into how a leader's inner authority and heart-coherent leadership style can profoundly influence the energetics of an entire organization. But before we begin, I would like to offer a mini primer on the concept of the source leader, as described by Tom Nixon in his book, Work with Source, as well as the phenomenon of entrainment, as written by Dr. David Hawkins in his book, Power versus Force. In order for us to lay a foundational piece of understanding before we continue the exploration of this week's topic. So the first foundational piece I would like to present is the concept of source and specific sources in leadership. In Tom Nixon's book, Work with Source, he cites the work of Peter Koenig regarding the source of an organization. Before I cite the definition of source by Peter Koenig's work, I must preface it with a note that Koenig's work refers to source in the feminine sense, so therefore refers to source as she. However, this feminine reference has nothing to do with the actual gender of the source individual. As such, here is a brief description of source from the website alittleredbookaboutsource.com, and I quote, "The source person is someone who gets an idea and then takes initiatives and risks to realize it. The source person's main task is to clarify what the next step in the development of the project should be. When she needs support, she invites other people to participate. They, in turn, become the source of specific parts of the project. This is the way all our collectives are born." So, the source person, according to this definition, is the individual who first conceived an idea and then took the initiative and the risks to bring it to life. Their primary responsibility is to identify and articulate the next steps in advancing the project. When they require assistance, they enlist others to join in. These participants, the specific sources, then become responsible for distinct segments of the project. This process is how all collective endeavors are initiated, according to Peter Koenig's extensive body of research and study of organizations. For this reason, the source individual is in a unique position to be the catalyst, primary architect, and influencer of the organizational culture. This key figure, or source leader, is crucial because the transformation of the whole organization, especially shifting from a burnout culture to a resilient workforce, hinges on the source leader's support, commitment, and engagement. This source leader, or their successor, is the one who must plant the source seed, aka the intention, of co-creating a resilient workforce by setting the intention to transform a culture of burnout to a resilient, coherence-first culture.